Michelle, thanks for taking the time to do this. Feel free to just introduce yourself and let people know who you are and what you do.
Yeah, Michelle Vera. I've been in design for about 17 years, specifically in biotech and life sciences. I do branding, website design, storytelling, all the pieces to make your brand more visible.
Take us through. I can't remember. You've been in at least 12 months, I think, but like take us through if you can remember, like where were you at before coming into the training program? I think you just finished your job or you're about
I
to.
was about to finish my job. I knew the ship was sinking, and I found you on on Instagram, and you were talking right to me. The content was directed at everything that I was feeling. I knew that I needed to grow a business. I knew I needed some steps and some processes, and I didn't know anything. I had been with the company for 14 years. So basically, I knew their processes, and that was it. And obviously, they weren't good because they're gone. So that was something that I knew was going to happen. I just didn't know when. So jumped in the program in February of 2024. My job ended in May of 2024. I actually signed up for the program against the wishes of my financial coach and my husband. And that wasn't the best conversation. So I did it anyways. I knew that it was the right fit for me. I knew how you were talking resonated with what I needed, and I didn't have any systems. I didn't have any processes. I was running an entire department with basically no processes when I was at McDougall. And then came into the program in February of 2024, and thank God I did, because I didn't know what I was doing before then.
What like what do you feels like been the most valuable part of the programs? Because you're probably one of the first people I've spoken to that's actually been to live events as well. So take me through like what part resonates more for you? Is it the actual in-person events, the
The
training, the theory, the
Yeah,
systems,
um,
combo of each?
I, love the live calls. Obviously, I'm on most of them, and even other people in the community that message me, they're like, "We saw you on a live call. Can we talk to you?" So I am a huge advocate for in-person things in general. I don't know if it's because I'm stuck in the woods of New Hampshire and I don't get a lot of in-person people meeting, so I take advantage of the in-person calls. The community, has been amazing. I have made unexpectedly, I think the bonus of the entire thing, your entire system in the program that you've built, is that I've have genuine relationships and friendships that I've built out of the program. Like people that I text with all day long, sometimes a little too much. And I have weekly calls with some of those people. Now we have the accountability group coming out of the Vegas mastermind, and now we're meeting weekly. So for me, the community was the unexpected like jackpot of the entire program, which it feels good to grow and fail and test and fail and grow and succeed and fail with other people, because it sucks alone. Um, it really sucks alone. So, and too, like I've been in other masterminds and I've actually jumped out of a really high level mastermind to be in this one fully because the community was so much, there's so much there, and we're all designers. So we all thought like, we're designers, this is going to be our career. And it's like such a fallacy, right? All like knowing now what I didn't know in February of 2024. So I think the community was the real bonus, that I didn't know was going to be part of it. I thought I was just going to be like learning on video and watching you talk. And it turns out like the community has been amazing. I think the systems are second to that. The systems have been super helpful. I didn't have any systems when I came into it, even just like starting to work systematically in LinkedIn, doing the outreach, being consistently adding people, sending DMs, trying to figure out what resonates with people. So the system of like outreach, I would have never done that on my own. I didn't even know. Like my company that I was at for 14 years, maybe why they failed, they weren't doing any of that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I wouldn't have known unless I came into the program. And then I would say just the confidence that I can like try something and test something and then bring it to a call or bring it to someone else in the community and be like, what do you think about this? How about this? So I think just the confidence that there is other people that I can lean on to help me through things that I don't know what to do.
Amazing. That was a nice, thorough answer, which nicely solved every facet. um, what's been the biggest aha moment that you've had since
Um,
coming in?
so when you do the tracking, so when I was consistently doing it the last time and now I've started to do it now in this 90-day sprint again, I literally go to bed and I feel like I am not stressed. So even though the tracking document seems daunting, when you actually do it, everything else is easier. Everything else feels less stressful. And you can kind of go to bed at the end of the day and say, okay, I did it. I tried my hardest. Like I did my best. So I think that has been helpful. And I was very resistant to it at the beginning. But when I do it, I feel so much better. And when I have top of mind the financial piece as well. Um,
Got it.
so that financial piece is huge that I kind of just ignored before.
Mm,
When you have a check that comes every 2 weeks and your insurances are covered and like all that stuff is covered as a business owner or as a employee somewhere, you don't have to worry about the financials mostly for the most part. You just kind of live your life. So I think being accountable to those financials has been super helpful.
amazing. Take us through kind of the results. Like, what kind of results have you seen implementing the thinking and the strategies?
Yeah, so growing the LinkedIn has been amazing. I've been really systematically growing the LinkedIn for the last like 4 months. When I send those connection requests, the acceptance rate is way higher now. Now that you start to grow the authority and like be more consistent with posting, when you then reach out, you have better results. So I've seen that is like really top of mind right now. I think I had out of 200 requests over the last week, I had 67 people accept a connection request, which is substantial compared to when I was barely posting and then trying to connect. So that's a direct correlation of just consistently posting. And I would have never done that if I didn't come into the program. Financially, anywhere from 30 to 50, even higher as far as months go, depending. I'm in a little bit of a slump right now. I think it's just the back to school, not slump financially. I would say like my lowest months are in the $25,000 a month range. My goal is to be at $50,000 a month. I have about 7 proposals. I think that's the other huge thing that has been a game changer is that I used to send these like 50-page proposals for projects. I'd send like 17 case studies and bios of the entire team that I would work with and 17 previous projects. And I would do parts of the project in the proposal. Like it was nuts. And so now it's just 1 page, me, a recording of the call, ChatGPT, and my proposals are done in like 20 minutes, sometimes less. So that's been huge because all that time saved is money in the bank. So I think that's a huge win that I would have never done because I only knew the McDougall way, which was like these
Mm,
very big proposals, and they would take forever. And now I just send this one sheet and I'm like, see you later. So that's a really good, and that was probably out of everything that you taught at the beginning, like in that first like 6 months, that was the hardest change for me because I had gone 14 years with doing these giant proposals where I would literally do work. Like I would do mock-ups in the proposal of like
Wow.
it was nuts. Like we would spend, 20, 30 hours on proposals and do live mock-ups. And so it was just and so when you told
It was
us
just the
on those
standard way to
first
do things, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah, and so when you told me not to do that, I was like, "What do you mean?" And so
Yeah.
that was probably out of everything, like, to get over myself and, like, my training for all of those years. Like, I was at McDougall for 14 years, but I also had a business before that as an, like, consulting designer, and also then I did these crazy proposals. So when you said not to do that, I was like when I sent those probably even the first 10 proposals I sent after that, I was very doubtful that I was gonna land anything without, like, doing all this work, and then I, like, landed all of them, so I was like, "Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this now." So I would say the 360, how you run the program is, beneficial. I was definitely resistant to the tracking document, just because that's my creative brain, like, not wanting to do those CEO things, but now that that's part of my daily practice, I can see, like, just momentum building off the back of that. So
Yeah, I mean, it's like you've only it's a pretty good run rate considering you've only been out on your own for like 18 months. What
yeah,
so how's this changed the way that you look at the business moving forwards?
I feel like there is like that I can hit 50, I can hit 100,000 a month, and even just like having a very small team. And even maybe not even like just a couple people as consultants. I think I would have never before coming into the program, it was just like Wile E. Coyote. Like it was a shit show at the beginning. When I first lost my job, if I didn't have like the structure of the program to like keep going back to like the videos, I was like watching videos, driving in my car, like in the gym, like watching videos, like and listening to them while I'm like pumping weights. Like I was like constantly listening to your voice, like talk to me. I don't do that now, but I'm pretty far into the program. But that's why I continue to come to the calls. I am planning to rewatch all of those videos, but most of them I showed up to while you were recording them. So um, I think just the overall is like you can be super successful if you just operate like a CEO instead of a designer.
Mm, yeah,
And it's a
amazing.
real mind, like you really have to work it. You really have to work at it um, to flip that mindset script that you have as a designer and an artist. And not that you don't have to be those things, but you can be those things a little bit. But more importantly, you have to be a business owner if you want to actually monetize and not trade your time for money, which is huge. I think between trading my time for not having to trade my time for money and then also just having like really lofty goals that you look at all the time is just like the Jedi mind trick combo. So
Amazing. Um, yeah, thank you for the insight and into the journey, and you're kind of just getting started anyway.
I
So
am just getting started.
I look forward to shooting another one in like a year when you're at 80, 90,
Oh,
100.
I know, I know, like Cam, I'm chasing him.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome. Well,
Awesome.
th-
Thank you.
yeah, yeah. Thank you so much, Michelle.